Hi, welcome to Dreams and Visions, session number 4. In the previous session, we talked about the source of dreams. Where are they emanating from? Are they from the Holy Spirit? Are they coming out of the soulish realm due to unprocessed emotions, trauma, abuse, abandonment, neglect? Or are they coming out of the demonic realm where the enemy is trying to or has a foothold in your life? In this session, we're going to talk about types of dreams. So the number one is 3 types of dreams. Number one is recurring dreams. And this is something that I constantly had as a child. I had this recurring dream from the time I was probably about 8 till I was about 15. And it was this dream. It was always, I was stuck in a castle, and it was always this person chasing me or coming after me. And it was night after night after night. So recurring dreams are dreams that are repeated over and over again. And God is either trying to let you know something about your life or let you know that something is unfinished or unresolved, especially if the setting is in the past. I believe that I constantly had that dream because I was molested, and I was always afraid of every time my neighbor, so my neighbor across the street was actually my best friend's father, and every time I would go over his house, he would chase me, and it would evoke so much fear in my house. I was trying to always go see my friend, and he would tell me that she was home, and I'd get over there and she wasn't home, and so he would just start chasing me around the house, and that evoked such a fear in me. I remember seeing him many years later. My friend passed away, and I went to her funeral, and supernaturally, God set me next to him. He did not recognize me, but I recognized him, and everything inside of me just began to go off. And I realized at that moment how I had never processed the pain, the anxiety, and the hurt, and the angst that came with that situation, because we just ended up moving away. And so my mother never knew, my father never knew, my stepfather never knew. And it was buried. It was buried in my soul, and it came up at that time. So that's why it's so important for a prophet to be healed, so these things don't come up later. And so recurring dreams can also happen in the realm of trauma, where there's been repeated trauma, there's been a loss, an accident, demonic visitations, a lot of abandonment or rejection, or family turmoil. There can be a lot of trauma, and that can create repeated dreams because something in your spirit and something in your soul is yet unresolved. The next type of dream is a wisdom or a directional dream. These dreams come out of the realm of the Holy Spirit, and it's releasing access and divine guidance to you, or warning or alerting you of some impending event. These dreams will generally involve future or present events. So these dreams are where the Holy Spirit is speaking to you, because remember Amos 3:7 said, God, I, the sovereign Lord, will make no plans. I will do nothing in the earth unless I reveal it to my servants, the prophets. That's concerning your life and concerning the lives of people that you have authority and responsibility over, your jurisdiction, your assignment, your realm of authority. The third type of dream is demonic or occultic dreams. And I want to read this out. These dreams are generally in the present and can take the form of nightmares, sleep paralysis, or night terrors, which are demonically influenced. I remember when my daughter went away to college, she struggled with night terrors really bad, and would hear voices and screaming and animals and all types of sleep. And she would be in a semi-awake, kind of like a twilight sleep dimension. And so she could understand that these things were happening, but she couldn't respond to it because the nightmares were paralyzing her. Because there was sleep paralysis. And so these are demonically influenced dreams. The Latin word incubus, which means to lie on. I've heard people say that demons are having sex with you, but it just literally means to lie on. In demonically influenced dreams, many feel like something is suppressing them or preventing them from moving. I remember having a dream. It was a night vision. I was in a semi-conscious state, and I remember I was laying on my face praying, and something just sat on top of me. And I remember fighting to get up, but the weight was so heavy, I couldn't move. And it was interesting because I didn't know if I was asleep or I was awake or I was dreaming or what, but I remember it so clearly. And that's what can happen. And again, we talked about what can open the door to these types of dreams. And these types of dreams can be signs of involvement in the cult, which were initiated by you or someone in your bloodline. I remember when my daughter was having those types of dreams, I spoke to a person that was very well versed in dreams and interpretations, and I told her what was going on. She said, somebody opened the door to a cult, and it was me. I opened the door to the cult that was affecting my daughter. So I want you to understand that it can not only be initiated by you, but it could be initiated by someone in your bloodline. And I did a training. Also, you can find it in my master class. It's called Purifying Your Bloodline. I think it's a very crucial training. It's very important that I believe you listen to that message. Furthermore, these types of dreams can also inform a person of what type of spirit they are dealing with, i.e., sexual, perverted, or lustful behavior can be the presence of an unclean spirit. Dreams involving violence or brutality can be a sign of a spirit of fear. Like I used to be fighting stuff off and screaming and hollering, just be going ballistic in some of my dreams when I was younger because I struggled so much with a spirit of fear. Dreams of being overwhelmed situations, or in overwhelming situations or drowning, can be the activity of a spirit of heaviness. Those that struggle with depression or anxiety or grief or loss or worry. And in children, so I want to say this is for those of you that have children, unresolved family conflict can be a catalyst to nightmares in children. Nightmares, night terrors, these types of dream sequences can occur at a very young age. If these factors are present and then follow them throughout their adulthood, if they are not identified. So understand, if you don't catch that in a child's life, it can follow them throughout their entire life. I remember my youngest daughter would tell me that she always had a fear of dying and didn't think that she was going to live a long life. And that was induced by unresolved family issues. Her father and I, there was a lot of abuse involved in their relationship, and her father and I were going through a divorce, which created a lot of angst and fear and anxiety in the life of my children. So this is session 4, and these are types of dreams.